Hello guys, thank you for joining me today. Today I'm going to be sharing with you 5 ridiculously easy tips to tremendously improve the quality of any of your iMovie videos. So the very first thing I want to talk about is fonts, and for me this is something that is super easy to change and do, but it makes the quality of your video look a lot better and it makes it look like you put a lot more effort into your films. When I very first started using iMovie, I didn't really pay very much attention to this. It didn't bother me very much. But now, as somebody who uses iMovie a lot and is really familiar with the fonts and packages, whenever I see other people who share videos to YouTube or with their family and friends, and I see them using the same fonts, it like a little piece of me dies inside. Chances are that you didn't recognize this either, but you probably will from now on. So let me show you what I mean. Like I mentioned, back when I was getting started, I didn't pay very much attention to the fonts and stuff, so I made a couple of videos that I just used the pre-packaged, already done stuff, and every time I watch those videos now I cringe a little bit, but it would have been something super easy to fix, so I'm sharing this with you in hopes that you'll be able to do it yourself. So if we go into iMovie right now, you can see that at the beginning, right when you enter iMovie, there's a section called titles, and on these titles, they're pretty much what they sound like. Just a bunch of preset titles in different parts of the screen that have different transitions and such. But each of these have a preset font that goes with them, as you can tell with this. So let me show you a little bit what I mean about doing this with my own videos. So one of my very first videos that I made with iMovie was called 10 Years of Travel in 3 Minutes. You might have seen it, maybe not. But this is actually one of my favorite videos that I've made, but it would have been just a little bit better if I had changed the fonts, and it would have been so easy to do. As you can see, going right into the movie, I have it popped up here just for a little bit. Very first thing, right upon playing it, so you can see this is my title, 10 Years of Travel in 3 Minutes, and if you go into iMovie, you can see the exact same transition, title, font, everything. I didn't even change anything. The only thing that I changed were the words, and so if I would have just changed that a little bit, made it a little bit more personal, it would have been a lot better. And as you can see, going on into this video, down here in the bottom left corner, I put the locations of each of the places that we were traveling, which is cool. But I didn't change the font on those ones either. I can't remember for sure which one it was. Something like lower third. I can't remember for sure which transition it was, but I didn't change the font at all. In fact, this is the Gill Sans font. It's really popular on this iMovie thing. It looks great with the white and the highlighted edges around it, but even just like doing something as simple as changing the color to make it more personal would have added a much better touch. So that's something I would definitely recommend doing for your videos, to change it. And as a little bit of a bonus tip, there are definitely titles to avoid altogether. They just kind of make your videos look like they were shot by a 3rd grader. I'm talking about you boogie lights. Going on into the next tip, this is something that is probably more well known, but still really important. Edit to the beat. I cannot stress it enough. Again, something relatively easy to do that just makes your video quality 1,000 times better. So we'll go back to my 10 Years of Travel in 3 Minutes video as an example. I'll just play a little bit of that for you here.
He said one day you'll leave this world behind, so live a life you will remember. My father told me when I was just a child, these are the nights that never die. My father told me.
So that's enough of that, but basically you can get out of it is it edits it to the beat, and you don't really notice it as much when you're watching, but I can guarantee that you'll notice if it's not edited to the beat. So I've got a sample project for you here. So I've taken the exact same footage, the exact same song and everything, but I just have my clips scrambled around so they're not edited to the beat, and this looks a little bit weird in the iMovie format because I just scrambled it around a little bit. I didn't have my original file, so I kind of had to jack it up, but whatever, you get it.
Went face to face with all our fears, learned our lessons through the tears, made memories we knew would never fade. One day my father, he told me, son, don't let it slip away. He took me in his arms, I heard him say.
So there's a little bit of lag on that, so I apologize for that, but you can tell that just the quality seems so, it seems so much worse, and it just doesn't blend together as well. You're not as able to get, as an audience, to get as into the groove and stuff, and so that's something that could really easily be improved, and it makes your video look so much better when you do it. So just edit to the beat, guys. Please edit to the beat. Third thing that I want to show, this is something that's really easy to do in iMovie. It's super helpful if you don't have like a gimbal or a video stabilizer or something like that. It adds a high quality touch to your videos and makes it just a little bit better. Again, especially if you don't have stabilizers or gimbals. And that is using Ken Burns on your videos, your still videos, to give it a, I don't know what to call it, a good effect. I used this on one of my more recent vlogs. I can't remember for sure which one it is, but I'll leave a link in the description. And so basically at the end of this vlog I had a shot that was a time lapse, and it looked a little bit boring to tell by itself, so I was able to use Ken Burns to have it swoosh out a little bit. So let me try to get that for you. So down here we have my original time lapse video. I'll just play that for you really quick. So it's a fine enough time lapse. It's just a time lapse, I mean, what else? But when we go up here, a lot of people don't even look at this upper menu when they're using iMovie, and I think it's something that's really important to use. It's a lot of really good tools, certainly worth it. So go over here to this Ken Burns effect, and as you can see, it gives you a start screen and an end screen. For this particular time lapse, I want my video to be shot inwards and then slowly going out. So I'm going to have my start scene start right here, and then end by going out. And you can adjust this however you want, make it as little of the picture to start with and as big to end with as you want. Just keep in mind that the bigger the size difference between the start and the end videos, the faster or slower it'll go. As you can see, by adding just a simple Ken Burns effect, it can look really cool and a lot more professional. Gives your eye more to focus on and your audience more to look at, and so that's something that's really cool. So again, without Ken Burns and with Ken Burns. And obviously you can fit that to your own specifications and everything, but it definitely adds a really nice touch to your videos. The next thing I want to talk about is less of a technical thing. It's more of just something that I think you should utilize, and that's the sound effects in iMovie. You wouldn't really expect them to be super good, especially considering how it's iMovie, but they're actually, the sound effects library is actually really extensive, and there's a lot of really good effects there. So I'm not going to show you too many specific ones. I was just looking at suspense accents for one of my last videos, but you can see there are a whole bunch of different categories to choose from. So if you want like theme music or something, I personally don't use this very much, but it can be kind of nice to have different songs and stuff for backtracks or background tracks and other things like that. There are a whole bunch of different types of effects and everything. So like for example, if you want something like an alarm clock, you can just search clock and they'll probably have a couple of options, as you can see here. So it's not useful for everybody, but for the people who want to use sound effects, it's really, really nice to be able to just have a whole bunch readily available to you than having to individually search each effect. Now the last thing I want to talk about is something that is just kind of cool to add to iMovie. It doesn't work for everybody, every video, but when it does work, it's super cool, and that's making your music sound like it's underwater. You've probably seen this in a couple of bigger YouTubers' videos. I know personally that the Bucket List family uses them a lot because I follow them and I really love their videos, but it's something that's really easy to do and it adds a lot of character to your video. I used this in my Beaches and Bikes video. It made my video look a lot cooler, and I really like how the effect turned out. I'll play that for you right now. So in order to do this effect, it's super easy. All you need to do is get your original clip. So I have this clip right here in the same video. It's just my brothers and I playing at the beach. So you can see here we're above water, and then right here we go underwater. So first you need a track. Okay, so this is what it sounds like before we've done any editing. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to want to do is you want to get to that point. Sorry for all the music in the background. You want to get to the point right when they go under the water. So use a precision for that, and you can see that's right about here. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to split the clip of the music down under here. And so there's the two distinct parts of above water and underwater. And I'm going to get every bit of when he's going under the water all the way until he comes back up. I'm going to make that a different split clip. So what you're going to do is you're going to go up to your top menu icon like I was talking about, to these three circles, and where it says audio effects, it should say none, and you change that from none to muffled. So I'll show you that again. Muffled right here. There are a lot of different other effects that you can choose from in a different video or whatever you're doing, but that's the one for underwater. And we'll see how that sounds now. So as you can see, that was something that was like super easy to do, but it made your video kind of a little bit cooler. And you don't have to use that only for underwater. I know for a film project, I use that a perfect as somebody who is in a car listening to music, so you can really just play around with it and use whatever you want for it, but it definitely adds to your video, makes it a little bit cooler. So that was my 5 tips for you guys. Hopefully they helped you out. Let me know in the comments below what you think. If you have any additional tips, I'd love to hear them. If this video helped you out at all, make sure to hit that like button and that subscribe one too while you're at it. And you can press the bell to get notifications every time I make new videos. I generally try to stick with travel vlogs and stuff that I'm doing at the moment. Right now I am in Rome, so you can stay tuned for more videos of us living there. And we're going to be traveling to Southeast Asia in the next couple of weeks, so that's kind of fun. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.